Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to apply Gaussian blur to a live camera preview in React Native's new architecture for Android using CameraX as well as Media3 effect. So firstly, this is an Android only tutorial for React Native. Second one, I am using React Native version 80. Yeah, that's what it is, and all the code related to Gaussian blur, live camera preview as well as capturing the image will be written using native code. I am not using any third-party library, so I will be writing Kotlin code for this, and we will be following this documentation because we are using the new architecture which is enabled by default if you use, I think, React Native 77 onwards, I guess. Okay, so first let's get started. So first you need to create a project, React Native project, by running this command. We don't require CocoaPods as we are only doing it for Android, and instead of demo you can write your own project name. Next, it tells us to run this command. Now don't run this command, we will be creating all these folders manually. So it tells us to create a specs folder and a web view folder, but we won't be creating the web view folder because in this particular documentation they have given us the example of web view, but in our case it would be camera. So that's why don't do this, and here they have just given this. So let's get started. So here you can see I have created a React Native project. I'll minimize everything. Then here you can see in the root of your React Native project you need to create a specs folder. Okay, then go to Android, app, src, main, java, and here inside com you need to create a folder called my camera. Now you can name this whatever you feel like, but do remember this name because this name will be used in lot other places as well. So if you are doing this for the very first time, I would recommend that you follow what I am doing. Okay, next if you go to the documentation, it tells us to create a TypeScript file inside the specs folder over here. So we just need to copy this code. So here you can see, I'll just minimize this again. Inside the specs folder I have created the TypeScript file again, but the file name should be my camera, whatever package or folder you have created inside the Android one, followed by native component.ts. Now this native component native component in the file name is important, otherwise React Native won't be able to recognize your file for code generation. In the meantime, I will also open my terminal and cd to my React Native project. I'll clear everything out. Now if I go to this file, here you can see like I have copy pasted it, but a few things I have changed. So firstly, I don't require a prop, I'm not passing any prop, and here is a callback, but I have changed the callback a little bit. Inside the callback I have named it as on image taken because we will be getting the image URL of the captured image. So that's why this will be in form of string, but I have named it as result. Okay, again this name is very important because we need to use this same name on native Android side as well, and here everywhere I have used custom my camera. Okay, then if you see the documentation, it tells us to use write this code inside our package.json file. So I just went to my package.json over here and I have just copy paste this particular bit of code. So here again few changes. Here it should be my camera, here it should be my camera, and here it should be my camera. Now given that we have changed the package.json, we need to run npm install. Unfortunately they have forgot this step in the documentation, so let it run it. Then let's scroll down. Next we need to do code generation. For that you need to cd to the Android folder. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it over here, and then I need to run this particular command as well. So this will do code generation for Android. Now I have already ran this command, but I'm running it anyways. Okay, so here you can see that it finished pretty quickly. Then we need to create this particular file. Now unfortunately we can't copy contents of this particular file because we need to write our own implementation for Gaussian blur. But before that we need to add few dependencies. So you need to go to the Android folder, go to app, go to build.gradle, and here you need to add few dependency. First one is this camera core, then the camera 2, camera lifecycle, camera view. Then this camera Media3 effect is still in alpha at the time of me recording this video. Now do remember this, if there is a stable version available by the time you guys are watching this video, make sure you use the stable version only. And here we also use this Android X Media3 effect. Okay, then because like applying the Gaussian blur is causing some performance issue, I think it's because this is still in alpha, that's why. Hopefully this gets fixed soon, so I'm giving you guys an heads up. Then go to src main android manifest.xml, and here you need to add uses feature of Android hardware camera permission as well as write external storage permission. Alright, then need to go to Java. Here we need to go to my camera. First you need to create this react my camera.kt. Firstly here you need to write your package name. Now here these are all the imports which you have to just pause the video and just copy all these imports. Okay, now here we get hold of our context. Here is our camera, here is our preview view as well as image capture. Here is our capture button as well. Here is our preview view. Here is our camera executor service. Here is our process camera provider. Here we have this lens facing back. Here we get hold of our current activity as well. Then here we set layout params to our viewfinder. Viewfinder is basically the camera preview. Then here we just do some setup, and here we call this install hierarchy filter. Now this is a hack which we need to use. I'll talk about this more later once I show you guys the implementation for this particular method. Then we add the viewfinder to our parent view. Then we initialize our capture button, set the text background color, text color as well as alpha. We also set the layout params for our button, then add our capture button to our view. Then we also add a click listener saying take photo. Then we override on attach to window, and if we have the camera permission, then we just call setup camera. On detach window we shut down our camera executor as well as unbind our camera provider. Now this is the hack which I was talking about. Now if you want to know more about this, you can follow this, go to this particular URL. So the problem is with React Native, so this issue has been open with the React Native repo for the past 7 years, but still they have not fixed it, unfortunately, and there's not much we can do about this. That's why we have to write this particular hack which has been given over here. Okay, then here we call setup camera. So we do process camera provider dot get instance. We add a listener to it as well. Then we bind our camera use case. We get the width and height of it. Then here we get the display rotation as well. Then here we initialize our camera selector. Here we do aspect ratio strategy. Here is our resolution selector as well. Then here is our preview view as well as resolution selector and target rotation. Then here we initialize our image capture as well. Then here we do use case group dot builder, add preview use case as well as image capture. Then here is our Media3 effect as well. Then here we apply Gaussian blur. Now you can play around with this value, but like I said, be very careful. This is causing performance issues on my device at least, so don't give the number very high. You can make the number very high only if I think this particular library goes into a stable version, but at least for the meantime, if it is still in alpha or beta, do not make this number go too high. Okay, then we add the Media3 effect to our use case group builder. We unbind our camera provider, we bind it to the life cycle. Then we add our camera, like we initialize our camera, we set the surface provider as well. Here is our take photo button, where we initialize the name first using simple date format. Then here we do content values dot apply, passing in the display name, mime type, and if Android version greater than P, we also set the relative path. Then here we do image capture dot output file options as well. Then here we do image capture dot take picture. Here we override on image saved. So here we get the URI of the saved image, which we need to send it back to React Native side. Now sending it to React Native side is not that simple. So here we just do emit on image taken. So here we unbind our camera provider. So I'll come back to this in a bit. Emit on image taken. Here is just a helper method just to check whether we have all the camera permissions or not. And here I have defined variable, the tag as well as file name format. Now this particular thing is for sending URL back to React Native side from native Android. This I have copy pasted it from the documentation, as you can see over here, but I have refactored it according to my use case. So there are some changes to this, but mostly I have copied it from the documentation. Okay, now next we need to create this manager class as well. So I have created that. I have mostly copy pasted it from the documentation. Few things I have removed, like we don't have this prop, React prop, so I have removed this particular bit of code. So here you can see, and everywhere wherever they have written web view, I have written it as my camera. So this is the code for it. Like I said, mostly copied it from documentation. This thing also has changed a little bit because we have this callback of on image taken. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Then we need to go to react my camera package.kt. So again, now this I have again copy pasted it from the documentation. So if you see over here, copied it from the documentation mostly. So yeah, feel free to pause the video and just copy all this code. I'll simply scroll through this. Again, instead of web view, I have replaced it with my camera everywhere in this particular file. All right, then again I'll just scroll down. Now we need to import this inside main application. So we can just go to our test app, main application.kt. We can import it like this, and here you can see we are using it like this, add react my camera package. Okay, then let's see how to use it. So first we go to app.tsx. so here these are all the imports, so feel free to copy this imports. Then here we have one state for image URL and one for camera permission. Here I'm just checking if the Android version is greater than equal to 10, because if it is, then we don't require the write permission, write external storage permission, we only require camera permission. So that's why. So here we have defined a method if platform is Android, and depending on the Android version we are requesting the permissions. Okay, and if the permissions are granted, then I just change this variable and I'm calling this method inside use effect. Then here you can see image URI, if it is not equal to empty, that means the user has captured the image, then we display the image using the image component. Else if the image URI is equal to empty and in the camera permission is granted, then we display our camera. Else if that is also not present, then we just display a text saying camera permission not granted. Okay, and here you can see this is all the styles for it. Now let's see the output. I have recorded the output, so I'll just play the output over here. So I'll just so here you can see this is the output. So I'll just first we need to give the camera permission, so I'll just give the camera permission, and here you can see it has applied Gaussian blur. Like I said, there is performance implications because the library which I told you is still in alpha, that's why it is not buttery smooth. And here you can see I have clicked on the captured button, it shows the captured image. Also make sure I was running this in release mode, so it was not that I was running in debug mode. Even in release mode I was facing this issue because like I said, the library of camera Media3 effect is still in alpha, but make sure if it is stable by the time you guys watch it to use the stable version. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.